What's up, everybody? Cedric and CJ here. CRWC commentary. We'll be reviewing last week's Friday Night SmackDown. So this opened up with Bianca Belair. She comes out to the ring. It's her hometown. She's cheered because I was like, why ain't she getting booed? She was getting booed, for some weeks now, but she got, injured and
was gone for a bit.
Yeah, and CJ explained it was her hometown. They should cheer her.
Yeah.
Not should, but you're more likely to get cheered.
Yeah, they're at the University of Tennessee. That's also her alma mater, so it's like a double homecoming.
And then they played the, I guess the school anthem,
the
or
fight song or something.
Something.
Yeah, and they were all with it. It was a nice moment for her.
Yep. And then they showed her fingers are still wrapped up
heavily.
They were very broken.
Mm.
She talks about it. It was a little short that she had made, or someone made of her, messing with her finger, and I was like, "Ew, stop." She talks about coming back, and that she had to come back home to heal. I've heard her say that before. So okay, cool. I'm like, that's just cookie cut or something, because I was like, I done heard her say it before, and I heard somebody else say that. Can't remember who it was, but it was like, I had to go home to heal. I was like, all right, so y'all can't say anything original. So that was annoying. That was annoying. The fans, they chant EST. Then Naomi come out. She does her sob, sad, crying thing. And I was like,
she got to get there first.
She had to, but I was a little annoyed by it.
She came out there like, girl, we ain't see each other in forever. You ain't been returning my calls. Girl, what's up? That's how she came out at first. Mm-hmm. And Bianca's like, really? Don't act like we good.
Yeah, don't do this. Not here. She's like, I've been trying to tap in with you for a minute.
Exactly.
And it's like, I even went by your parents' house, and since nobody was home, I let myself in, and I saw these pictures and stuff that reminded me. I was sitting here like, so you let yourself in. This would constitute as a break-in and entry.
Mm-hmm.
You
really have to be in control of how crazy you allow yourself to get.
Now, at the same time, I'm be honest with you. Y'all can hate me on this if you won't. But if y'all do like these movies and TV shows and y'all don't lock your doors even when you leave the house, it is what it is. You asked for that. You asked. They ain't have to knock it down. They have to break through a window. They just turn the knob, pull the door, and there you go.
And see, normally
that ain't a breaking in. That's not breaking in. It's an entry. But then everyone got to go to prison for entering some kind of building.
If somebody opens a door that's unlocked, they be like, man, the door was unlocked, so I went in. But that's not what she said.
Yeah,
there was nobody home, so I let myself in.
So that sounds like she broke in.
She could have took to the front of the house with a bulldozer for all we know.
Yep. Like, I isolated the door only and burned it up. So yeah, but I'm just saying if that door was unlocked and she let herself in by just turning it and opening it, that's on y'all.
Mm-hmm.
That's y'all. And yeah, you got those people out there that's like, but it's not her home. It don't matter. It's the bank's home first. And who was it before theirs? Look, like Full Metal Jacket. We have less thievery and people would lock their Foot Locker.
That's true.
Yeah. So Bianca, she rejects Naomi after a good bit, and then she's all crying and stuff. And I'm sitting here like, okay, why are y'all doing this? Because what happened? What happened? The first time, no, oh my God, my friend, oh Lordy Lord. And then she's all like, you know what? I'm glad I pushed her. Maybe I should have pushed you too, you ungrateful bitch. And it's like, oh, so now you done come out, huh? So then after some time, she come out and do it again? Why?
Because folks are crazy, and a lot of folks live in perpetually while you bringing up old shit.
I'd have been
so maybe Naomi's hoping. She been away. She's, relaxing. She don't, all that is water under the bridge, although, the bridge is still flooded. The bridge is still flooded, But you know, Naomi's like, why you bringing up old shit? And Bianca's like, man, we still paddling. That ain't got shit to do with you. So she got to go through her whole, I feel injured, I feel upset, my friend. Oh, okay, it's like that. How is she going to let the audience know you still nuts?
Naomi's the heel, right?
Yeah.
Naomi got a lot of power at this juncture. You know what I would have done? I'd be like, so, Bianca, look, I understand how you feel. I do. But to me, we're still friends. We're just going through a rough patch. Let me know how I can make this right and get my friend back. Put it in her corner. And then when Bianca says the line of, I don't know, I need time. I'm like, you need time? Friends don't need time. Friends need right now. And then she can go crazy.
Well, you have to talk to the writers about that. The writers don't always do what they need to do. They don't have a lot of fresh material to be writers.
I got time for my friend. I need my friend now. I don't need this crap, you know. But then Jade comes out. She and Naomi fight a little bit. She dispatches with Naomi, and then stares down Bianca for some reason.
Yeah, I don't get that. I thought they were still good. I don't understand that.
Allegedly, backstage, they couldn't work together, so they had to break up the team. That's mainly why all this kind of got started, because backstage heat between them. So there's a chance Jay was letting that backstage heat show, since everybody now know that they got heat, you know, or maybe they had heat. See, the mystery is, something get out. Now, do you use it? You know, that's the question. Do you use it?
Yeah.
So, maybe, that's the beauty of wrestling. You're not supposed to know when it's real, when it's not real. I ain't gonna say fake, but not real. And you don't know if they're going to use something to make something. So there's always that. So Naomi, she gets tossed again, and then Nia Jax come out, and everybody in the ring, you and me, and I bet everybody at home had that look of, oh crap, you.
Yeah, like, oh man.
This is going so well until you.
Exactly.
So it's a Money in the Bank qualifier match. So it's Naomi, Nia Jax, Jade Cargill. This is a slow, lumbering match, and while Naomi should be leading this match, it looked like Jax was, and there's no urgency anywhere. Before the first break, Jax was so lackluster and so sandbagging-ish, it looked like Jade had to give her a pity hug, and then Jax slowly placed herself into being slammed just as they faded to break. It looked like Jay was going in the hug like, oh, baby, it's going to be all right. Mm-hmm. And Jax was like, let me slowly try to climb up in your little arms compared to her. And that's what it looked like. I was like, man,
everything that
Cedra was angrier
did.
Before that. Cedra was angrier before that.
It was so slow. She do a move terrible. For example, Jay's all laid up in the corner like the worst thing that happened to her because, she's trying to be professional.
I think the worst thing was happening to her.
And Nia goes over and put these old ugly stomps on her. It looks like some goon stuff. Moxley, if y'all don't know who Goon is. And then she walks around the ring like she just power bombed her through to the floor. Slowly. It's like Christian style strutting.
Here you go. Leave that man alone.
You have to understand the slowness of it. Then she goes back. Jay's got to sell and convalesce the whole time until Nia can make her way back to her to do some other suck-ass move. I'm like, why do y'all got to see this?
And look, now, there was some flying spots to save pins. But, a senton, a body press, elbow drop or some crap. And the match was mainly people sliding into place.
They're just trying to get in the right position. Naomi got in, and when she's wrestling, she's usually at a much faster pace. Even since she's turned heel, she moves at a much faster pace. But it's like Nia Jax being in the ring, she was like an ability vampire, man. Yes. Nobody was doing anything right. Naomi was doing some kicks. It was like, I tap you on the toe on the side of the head and you fall out. Like, say what?
Very
she didn't even really
gentle,
throw it. It was just
so gentle, so slow, so it was almost like people playing wrestling at home back in the 90s on video camera.
it was bad.
Just
And then they did some contrived moves to try and let Nia look good. They're just laying there side by side like they hurt, and she drops her leg on them. It was terrible.
And then the match ends with when they kerfuffle. Jack stacked the two of them up, tried to do her bonsai drop. Naomi rolled out the way. Jax flattens with everything on Jade. If Jade got busted ribs, it would make sense.
That is what I was thinking. That's precisely what she dropped her entire weight on her. She was not braced on the flats of her feet. She was legs straight,
Legs
like
were
a
straight.
sack of potatoes,
And
like a sack of sand waiting for the flood.
When she hit, this is what made me kind of cringe inside, and I literally had to. I scoot back because I was like, "Oh, it got me," because Jade was laying there flat. She knew the move was coming. She knows what's finna happen. Jax dropped down on her. Jax is a mushy, thick woman. All right, we'll give her that. That 5% collagen for women, it does a lot. It makes things look far more worse than it actually is. All right, so that's a benefit that women got that they really don't take advantage of in wrestling. But when she hit, her hip meat, damn near, if not did, fully touch the mat.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, there is a human being between that and the mat.
And
It wasn't even like that with Yokozuna.
But Yokozuna did it in a different way.
And when he hurt people, it didn't look like he hurt people like that, you know? But Jade didn't even really, she just laid there holding us. She couldn't do much.
Nope.
And Jack's dumbass just sat there looking around like, huh? What? Where did everyone go? Like, you got her. The idea is to do what? Win the match, right?
Yeah.
So I look around stunned and the ref not even counting.
Mm-hmm.
Jade was down. Jax was there looking stupid. The ref should have at least been counting. That's what should have happened.
Mm-hmm.
But that ain't what happened. Naomi was stunned. You know, Jax is stunned. Naomi was a little stunned getting up. Got some cumbersome crucifix on where it was just difficult getting Jax over. Jax was like trying to roll with it, but she won't get her legs up to flip back. And they're trying to roll off Jade, and Jade's looking like, somebody help me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, this is bad. You know, and she landed low on Jade, which is good. That lower abdomen, mostly away from the ribs, but that don't mean she didn't get at least the bottom 2 or 4 ribs.
Mm-hmm.
When I say 4, that means 2 on each side. So,
It looked terrible.
yes.
And Jade's in a position, she's still learning.
In a sense, I
think she is still
but
learning.
Naomi got the pin. She won the match. She's the qualifier.
Great.
Yeah.
But you have to be in a ring with someone to help you learn. And
Yeah.
this was not it.
I think Jay's learned all she cares to learn.
Well, we don't know that.
I don't think she's trying to really improve at this juncture.
But what's telling you that? It can't be this match.
The past 3 matches that we've seen of Jade, I have seen no growth.
Who's she been in there with?
Okay, yeah, granted. But still.
Nah. It's important.
I know. She ain't got much to work with.
She doesn't have much to work with. If she did an actual program against Bianca, that would go better. And I think that could be what they're working up to when Bianca comes back. Now, I don't know what story they're going to write up for it. I don't know. But she needs somebody she can work with. And there's nobody that she can work with. She also needs somebody in this learning stage that's close to her size. And there's just not a lot to choose from. She can't work with Charlotte. Charlotte's not a teacher.
You can see
She's shown it too much. She's good, but she can't bring the best out of somebody else. And that's okay. Not everybody can do that. You know, we ain't obligated to be able to do that. But I think that Jade is still in sponge stage. It's just there's no water around.
So you're trying to give her that out.
She ain't got shit to work with.
I can see where you're coming from. It's just there's too many people around. She don't have to learn it in the ring in front of thousands of people. They practice this stuff constantly so that they get it right when they do go out. You mean to tell me Nick Aldis can't help? His wife can't help? None of the veterans in the back can't help? Old school teachers, Finley and others, they can't help?
I'm sure they can, but we don't know what the hell's going on.
No, we don't. But looking at her in the ring, it's like she's where she at. And if she don't look any better by Survivor Series,
I don't know when that is.
November.
Okay.
If she don't look better by Survivor Series, then she's just where she is, and I don't see her staying there long. She can go back to AEW.
Bull. There's so many people who are where they are that's still working.
I can't argue that one. So now, let's see. In the back, R-Truth talks to Solo, says that I've never seen this guy before talking about Mateo. I've never seen you before in my life. You kind of husky. Hey, can I hang with your husky son? Put him in the ring, and he's like, man, y'all some big bone people. And he leaves. I'm gonna go talk to Aldis. And Jacob's like, look, man, y'all don't go have y'all fun. I got some business to take care of. Know what I mean? I was like, he's saying that man so casual now. I was like, cool. It's Jacob is legitimately doing the awesome heel babyface right in the middle, not neutral. He is switching from I'm the boss heel to I'm the understanding babyface.
Either way, he's a fan favorite.
Yes, he keeps himself right in the middle.
And Solo about 40-50% of the time trying to figure out what the hell is going on.
Yeah, but Solo have got to you a few times.
Yeah,
So R-Truth, he comes out rapping. The fans are with him.
Yep.
R-Truth. So it's R-Truth versus JC Mateo, Jeff Cobb Mateo. CR Fire Pro.
They gotta call him something so they don't own his darn first and last name.
It was a decent match. Truth did his thing, but he got that return tour of the islands.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like,
this is Gachi moonsault.
Yep. Gachimuchi. Yep.
Excuse me, Gachimuchi.
And after that, Jimmy Uso, he comes out with a chair and to stop the beat down on Truth as it was beginning. And then Jimmy was distracted by Solo trying to make peace.
Mm-hmm. Come on, man. We can be family. We can do this thing. Come on, man. Let's do it.
And then Mateo, he attacked Jimmy from behind, and Solo looked all dejected, like,
what you doing, man?
All my hard work just nullified.
Come on, what you do? Oh,
and
man.
Mateo, he was looking like, yeah, I did what I did. He's like, I'm pleased with my work.
Oh, man. Damn, man.
Yeah.
That was like, man.
Like, I'm working here.
I'm working here.
That's R-Truth's last match, last promo, last song in WWE that we know of.
Mm-hmm. And
quick thing on Truth, everyone's talking, it's been about a week and a half, and we're talking about it, And my thing is, y'all, it's business. On this episode of SmackDown, this is going to be his last show, right? But on this show, you saw a few new faces get brought up from NXT.
Yeah.
Now, we don't know if they're going to be mainstay or if they're getting teased to be a mainstay.
Or tested out.
Yep, but they showed up.
Mm-hmm.
Names got mentioned. And if you are paying these people a fair enough absorbent amount of money, and you got R-Truth who's making a crap ton of money, you're going to get rid of R-Truth because now you're saving money. That's business. It's not personal. That's business.
But the way
they got rid of Carlito as well.
Yeah.
All
and
right.
He wasn't even wrestling, and he was nobody's favorite.
You saw that coming though.
Yeah.
I saw that coming before WrestleMania.
I was like, I don't know why. I don't know
Why
why.
they brought this dude back again to do nothing with him.
Yeah.
And they won't do anything with R-Truth, even though R-Truth should have. Look, he's 53. So what? He don't look it. He don't talk it. He don't move like it. The man you could easily confuse that dude to be in his 30s.
Yeah, he moved better than John.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So, there could be lots of reasons why they wouldn't use him. But someone that's been with me that long and doing what they can, and all I've done is hold them back, and then when they shine just a little bit, get sales up a whole lot, and then get rid of them, that sounds personal.
It does. It's like, hey, man, I'm going to divorce this woman because I'm really getting tired of her. I'm going to take her on a cruise first and then serve her the papers the first day back.
And she's going to make me about $250,000 easily in about a week.
Yeah.
But I got to get rid of her. See, that don't sound like business. That sounds personal.
Mm-hmm.
So, and this came not long after a few R-Truth promos showed up online that seemed to be long forgot. I'm just saying, now if he goes to TNA, it's going to be meaningless because that's just WWE light. And the way WWE is working, TNA need to get out the contract. They need to leave.
They ain't going to do that.
Because WWE got the development, then you got TNA that nobody watch. Well, people watch it, but by and large, for pro wrestling, is not watched. By and large. You got 2-point-some million people watching WWE. You've got, a third of that watching AEW. And you got damn near a third of that watching TNA. TNA would be the independent scene that the WWE can send NXT people to go learn, do some extra stuff, screw up, never get seen, find themselves, and then bring them back in 3 to 5 years. That's what TNA it could be used for, going on how WWE run their stuff. And look like AAA might be headed that way too. Might be.
See how things happen after World's End.
Or during. Just like G1. Just like the Grand Prix 1. Just like that. It depends on what? How many points you score to how that company view you. So they set you up to let you know how we view you, how much we will, and how we will use you. That's, it's all there, but it's a company. They can do what they want. Everybody loved R-Truth, but nobody was really thinking about R-Truth too much until just before Saturday night's main event. So it's like they got rid of him on a high, which was stupid.
Mm-hmm.
That's my only thing. They got rid of him. Now, MVP and others got their viewpoints on it, and I can understand where they're coming from. I can see it, but at the same time, who knows? Who knows? But because there's truth, there's a truth, the actual truth, and the alleged truth. Nobody's really lying, but nobody's being exactly honest either. So that's the world we live in. So next we got Street Profits. They come out and the fans are silent. This is like a COVID match.
Huh?
Fraction, they come out. Mostly Machine Guns, they come out. DIY come out with Candice LeRae. Ciampa claims that the other teams have killed the tag team division, though.
They're part of the Killing the Tag Team division.
Yep, and though Fraxium, they just got there.
Yeah.
It's like, we just showed up.
We ain't killed nothing.
This is our third match. What's up with y'all? And DIY, it was like, look, lower our head in silence for the death of the tag team division. So that's what they did.
Uh-huh.
A moment of silence, and then the lights flicking, then the Wyatt Six are there attacking. The fight happens, it ends, music plays, and we move on.
Yep.
So then Berto and Angel, they go against Ray Phoenix and Javon Evans. And Javon Evans, that
was a good match.
him got hops.
That was a good match.
Young boy can bounce. I like how that began. And we watched him with that triple threat match for NXT, and that we fell in love with him on that match.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and Ethan Page, he's out there, and he's got the North American belt from Ricky Saints at some point.
Yeah, at some point recently.
So it was probably at, I think it was called Battleground, the last pay-per-view they had.
Yeah.
So, okay then, you got these three NXT people names out there now on SmackDown. Okay?
Well, you know Ricky Saints ain't gonna stay on NXT forever.
He shouldn't. And so Ethan, he gets involved in the match after, actually, no. Javon started with him, jaw-jacking.
He was jaw-jacking.
All right. And so he got involved. Ethan did. And he upset Evans, Javon on the ropes. Los Garza hit the finish and pinned Javon. And I swear that was his SmackDown debut.
For Javon?
Yeah.
I think so.
You know,
You can tell by his face.
Yeah. And I'm like, y'all gonna beat the man on his debut? That's why, you know, just, really?
Yeah.
You know, it couldn't have been a DQ.
And look, when I saw Ethan Page out there, I knew he wasn't gonna win.
Yeah, because you got to promote NXT a little bit.
Exactly.
And say, these people, they might be on SmackDown in 6 to 8 months to a year.
But he definitely got showcased and played up by the commentary. So
Yep.
it's wins.
It's all wins.
Yeah.
So
But I gotta say, that was the best that Los Garza has performed.
Yeah.
Angel and Berto, they performed really well. And isn't it nice they walked away from a match, they didn't have their manager talking crap to them from the ring all the way to the back and beyond?
Because they won. You know, then we got Zelina Vega versus Elba Fire. Zelina won with a Yoshi tonic. Chelsea pulled off that mask to use as a weapon and, you know, knocked her goon out.
Yeah.
She had no makeup on, and it showed the extent of the injury. I was like, that was good.
Mm-hmm.
That was good. Honestly, it's probably the best I've seen Chelsea look.
I'm not going to agree with that.
No, I'm going to tell you why. Because she didn't look like some mayor's wife or debutante. She looked like somebody out there for business. She looked like somebody that had a purpose and reason for being out there. Now, I'm glammed up to look pretty and steal the spotlight. I like when somebody look like they're an athlete. They just look like an athlete. I like that. You know, wearing makeup is fine. It's fine, but less is more.
Well, she was less all right. That face was shiny as hell, and she like the swelling was still going down.
And I like that. You get to see that. It ain't the first time I done seen her, you know, face messed up. You know, NWA, her face was messed up. I think it was a broken nose then too. I think, or a blackened eye. But it was bad. The Miz tries to talk to Melo into being a team player, and Melo's like,
following the directions.
It's all, like, look. He did thank Miz for taking multiple black mass finishes, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, but then he throws out that deal-breaking line because Miz is like, what's it going to take, man? We're doing this. We're going to help you win. We're going to get this done. He's like, look, man, thank you for everything you did, but I didn't ask you to do it. I was like, oh, and Miz is like,
But there's the only problem with that. I saw this coming 2 or 3 SmackDowns away.
I saw it coming when they teamed up.
Because of the way Miz was saying, just follow the play, follow instructions, do what I tell you, do what I tell you,
and
do what I tell you. Which also
like, I don't
says,
understand English.
Which also says, don't think for yourself. You're not good at that. Follow my instructions.
Oh, but he did tell him that.
You need hand holding. You're a dumbass. You're a dumbass.
Whoa. Miz did tell him, you're new, you got to learn the ropes. I can teach you the ropes. Just listen to me. Follow my instructions. That's what he was saying. He said we can fast track you. We can get you where you want to be. We can make you a champion. I can make you a champion. I can put you in the spotlight. Miz was doing that. Miz's verbiage was all about that.
Yes, but
so when he started saying that, I was like, Hayes is going to come out to be a serious heel.
Yeah, because you have to read the room. Some folks they'll be like, just guide me to the promised land. I'll do what you say. I'll drink your water. I'll wear your shoes. Okay, if he was with somebody like that, then fine. But Melo, it's not like that because Melo is him. So he's him. I am me, and he's gonna listen to him first.
H1M1.
He's gonna listen to him first. So, it's going downhill.
And I'm sitting here like, I was like, this ain't gonna last, but let's see how far they take it. That's where I was when they hooked up. And you can look at Hayes. He's a solo guy.
Yes.
And if he's gonna be in a group, he's certainly gonna be the leader. How can I say this? If they're gonna turn Miz into a babyface to use this, that would be good. They need to take away the cringe from Miz, and they need to actually push Miz to be a champion again. Instead of having a roster of 40 people at mid-card and 5 at the top. Miz is way too good and experienced to not be at the top.
I don't know what belt he's going to go for because they only got one.
That's good. That's how it should be. Make them hungry. I mean, that's the idea.
Hey, man, Fatu's the one eating right now. I wouldn't be hungry.
Yeah, he got all the meals. He got all the meals.
I'm going to drink water in here in the corner until somebody else take care of that.
Yep.
How you ain't messing with that? I don't want my lunch eaten.
And then, look, Miz takes, he takes the overt hint, and Hayes clearly ain't reading the room. So it's a subtle switch at this point. We're going to see how this ends, probably in about 2 weeks. Or maybe tonight. I think it's the pay-per-view, right? Because yesterday was the SmackDown before that. We got to watch that.
Yeah, tonight. It's something that happened tonight.
Probably happening right now. It's 8:41 p.m., y'all. Eastern time. So Damian Priest, he comes out, and he's got a dotted eye, and Cedra pointed that out. Because I wasn't looking at the screen. Like, man, who dotted your eye? I was like, yep, he got. He talks about war on the streets can last forever, but in WWE, it only lasts until a match. He said, but him and Drew has been over a year, and that's just not normal. Priest says that Drew's, that the Drew he fought in the cage was the old Warrior Drew, and he thanked him for it. He says, but yeah, he still wants gold. He wants the baddest person in the company, and that's Jacob. And he congratulates him and respects him. He said, but that's where it ends because he doesn't respect his crew. He respects who he hanging around with. So there's a very babyface promo with a neutral heel aspect, with a few parts of that, But Priest, he left the ring. Jacob come out. They don't do anything, but they do show each other mutual respect to an extent.
They do.
So it seems like they're going to try these two one more again. The last time, Priest simply no-sold everything on the promo. He undermined Jacob. It was not good. It was not good. And the company, I think, felt a way about that. Because after that, Priest went on this not used so well, but yet losing streak. And I think maybe Priest apologized at some juncture in his own way. And they say, all right, we'll give you, we'll push you and see how you go. We're gonna see what you do in the mid cards. Jacob shows mutual respect and they pass each other and all this. So now it's a Money in the Bank qualifier: Jacob, Andrade, and Carmelo Hayes. And so it didn't take long. The fans chant they want tables, and when the fight spilled to the floor, Jacob removes the plastic cover from the announcer table. The fans cheer. Hayes stops him, so they boo. Jacob fires the fans up outside, his boogeyman gesticulation. He got full bore and hip attacked the barricade because they got out of dodge. And he flew through that barricade all the way to the back, past the chair to the other barricade. I was like, that man threw his body.
But that was after he flattened the Miz against the same barricade.
Yeah, true. I forgot about that part.
Miz was still playing his position. He was still helping Melo out. Then he got crushed, and then you didn't see him no more.
Yeah. Let's see. They both. Let's see. The only person to hurt Jacob in this match was Jacob.
Yeah, really.
This whole match, Jacob was the only one hurting Jacob. Hayes gets a table, and the fans are in delight, and then he drops it just to mess with him.
Yep.
I enjoyed that.
I did too.
Andrade got a chair, and commentary then let us know it's a no DQ, but all their triple threat matches are no DQ. Cedra's annoyed by this because it's like, you know, they say it so often, they probably thought, well, it's just common knowledge. Cedra was upset. Like, what you gonna wait until mid-match to say something?
Yeah, because they could have done that at the beginning. You know, there is no coulda. They should have. There is a format to be followed. And they didn't follow it. So like halfway through, oh yeah, by the way, your Saps is a no DQ match. I was like, why the hell is he grabbing chairs? Yeah.
The fans chant they want tables. Hayes drop kicks the knee of Andrade to stop him. You know, Andrade got the chair and all that. They fight for a little bit. Jacob recovers. The fans chant Fatu. So it's either tables or Fatu that they want.
Yeah.
Maybe they want Fatu to use the table because I think they would love that.
Yes, they would.
The fans chant they want tables after Andrade and Hayes fight up on the top rope. Jacob edged Andrade with the Spanish fly while kind of he grabbed his tights and slammed him. It was just more like, I got him. I'm not touching you really, but I did something. And he hit the diving senton atomico on Hayes for a 2 count. The fans chant they want tables. Solo and JC come to the ring, and Solo was entertaining Cedra. He was just doing some kind of boogie woogie dance. Cedra was laughing. I was like, he got you. See, she quiet now. She's trying to no-sell it.
I'm trying to no-sell it. Yeah, it was funny, but he was fucking up. Well, why was he out there?
Why can't you just say the man was entertaining, you liked it, and leave it at that?
No, because him and being entertaining it was fucking up. Why was he out there?
See, I'm glad you people are hearing this.
Wasn't Jacob taking care of business like he always do?
Yeah.
Why was he out there?
To support his man.
He gonna make Jacob attack him savagely and bite out his neck under the moonlight, and we gonna cheer.
Jacob like you'll bite somebody's neck out though.
Under the moonlight. You know, werewolves, that's how they do it.
Jacob gains control, hit the BME on Andrade, and Solo calls him to do it again. Everybody, Cedra, me, commentary, what?
Mm-hmm.
And the fans is like, yeah, do it. Then Jimmy runs in, attacks JC. Hayes sneaks Jacob, knocks him out of the ring. Andrade hits his finish and pins Carmelo. So Jacob didn't lose.
He didn't win.
Yep, he did not gain anything, but he did not lose.
But you know, that had to happen because Solo's in the Money in the Bank.
Yep.
Jacob can't be in the Money in the Bank too, can he? Because then Solo's chances of winning really go down because Solo is meh.
Conflict of interest.
Solo knows he's meh.
Solo is not meh. He made you laugh. He's above meh.
And then do his wrestling ability. His wrestling is meh.
You know what?
If the dude in your group can do everything you do better, you're meh.
What in the hell? I'm going to move on.
Yeah, let's do that.
I'm going to move on because you just hating.
I'm not. I'm telling the truth.
So Cody comes out, talks up his past to the present, and then says that he wanted to come back with a surprise for everybody, and the fans chant yeet. Cody introduces Jey Uso and did it well. And he got the long 5 to 12 minute intro.
Yeah.
Because, you know, ain't no need to talk.
No, he don't do that very well.
He was literally a transitional spot to get the fans up, and then John Cena, he comes out. I was like, I remember thinking in the beginning of the show, and I mentioned it to you too. I was like, why are they gonna do Cena and Rhodes? I mean, we already saw the setup before that, but still, why do Cena and Rhodes? Didn't they bury each other enough before their match?
I guess not.
So Cena comes out and he ain't done burying.
No, he's not.
It's like both of y'all are wannabes. Like, you're a John Cena wannabe, you're a John Cena wannabe, and it's like, you know, y'all want what I got, you know, and it's like, you want my fame, you want my money, y'all ain't gonna get it, and the reason y'all ain't gonna get it is because Cody is too desperate and Jay is too lazy. He says only one person can get it, and that would be, well, Logan Paul. So he comes out. Cena talks up Paul doing his business better than any professional wrestler. Now remember, Cena's on the kick of saying he's going to destroy wrestling, right?
Yeah.
Just keep in mind, he's going to destroy professional wrestling.
Uh-huh.
That means WWE is the only professional wrestling and, the only mainstream that has professional wrestling.
TNA doesn't have a huge fan following, and AEW is going to destroy itself. So, I mean, he's got a point.
AEW is professional wrestling version of pain and agony wrestling. They just injure each other all day. And yeah, I run Pain and Agony Wrestling. YouTube, CR Fire Pro presents that. It's slightly seasonal.
Slightly.
Depends on how many people can come off the injured list. But think about this, though. It's an actual massive insult. Because he just told them all, Paul isn't a wrestler, but he's doing it.
Yep.
He's not a wrestler, but he's doing it better than the professional wrestlers. He just insulted Paul up and down. He insulted the professional wrestlers of the company up and down. You look at it like that anyway.
Yeah.
So Paul didn't earn anything. And he's in this with three of the big boys of the company. I'm like, come on. This sucks. Just to come into a company and get up to here? Okay. The fans tell him to shut up in their way. They blanked it the best that they could. Paul talks decently but misses the chance to relate him and John to the fans after burying the faces. When the heel's set to leave, Paul stops John, and I ain't gonna lie, John looked at Paul and it was menacing.
It was.
It was menacing. I ain't seen Cena look like that at anybody. That was different. Because he looked at him like you said, like, well, what I tell you?
Exactly. Come on, let's do it. He looked at him like, man, I invited you to my table, but I will plant you.
Yeah.
That's exactly how he
It's
looked
like you have already crossed the line. I'm about to see how far I kill you.
Mm-hmm.
And
there was no leniency.
If I was Cody, I would have let it cook.
Yeah, let it cook.
I would have let that cook. I'm like, I can't mess with that. That's funny. Let's see how far you go. But Cody asked if John plans to go backstage and polish Logan's peacemaker.
Yeah.
And then the fight ensues. The heels fail and the faces control the ring. That's pretty much what happened. And I'm like, man, Cody got that good zinger because that shit started a fight.
And you know why else he said that, right?
Huh?
You know why else he said that, right?
Oh, why?
Because Cena's got a show, a DC show called Peacemaker.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, it's like a spinoff of what you call it, the Suicide Squad.
I don't know what it's a spinoff.
I think it's a spinoff. It seemed like he got that same character. I haven't watched the episode. I got it on my list.
It's on my list too.
It's been up there since they debuted.
It's been up there for a long time.
Yeah.
I just know it's DC.
Is it DC or is it decent?
I don't know if it's decent. We haven't seen it.
We'll watch it at some point. We'll watch it because I like John Cena when it comes to acting. He's good.
Yeah, he's good.
So that's gonna do it for that SmackDown. We're gonna watch another SmackDown. We're gonna do that and watch pay-per-view. Do that and yada yada. Everybody, make sure you watch AEW for all the best misses, botches, and injuries and whatnot. You're gonna get about 2 to 3 a show
or a match. You never know.
Yeah, AEW is trying to scrub everything they can off the internet because people keep showing how bad it is.
Good luck with that.
Watch Adam Cole get thinner. I wish I had his skill. I'm a big dude. I need to lose my gut and everything.
Every time you say Adam Cole, I'm picturing Michael Cole. I'm like, he's getting thinner? What's wrong with him?
No, Adam Cole did something to Stephen King and he just cursed him thinner.
For real. I mean, Adam Cole was thin to the point where his head don't look right on his body.
I still wish I had whatever was wrong with him at this juncture. Because I would like to lose weight. Anyway, look, we're going to get on up. Y'all probably mad about that, but you got to deal with it because it's true. Tell me where I'm telling lies. You know, and I ain't body shaming. It's just
he's a small dude.
But he keeps getting smaller.
He does keep getting smaller.
And look, while I say what I say, to be honest with you, and I don't say it, I'll say it right here. Maybe the only time I'll say it, but I'm like concerned that there's a health issue that they're not talking about. That's making him lose weight, and he's fighting the best that he can. It could be a whole host of things.
He might need to take some time and you know work on his health.
Just because he ain't big don't mean he ain't healthy. You know, he's in shape. Damn, he is.
But why is he getting smaller? It's sometimes losing weight is signs of something wrong.
Yeah, and I don't want to see another wrestler go. See too many a year. So, you know, I hope that he's all right. We're just seeing what's not there. You know, it's our delusion. That's what I'm hoping. But in any case,
maybe he's a vegetarian. Maybe he went vegan or something. That's a possibility. Because you know the vegans, they get small, man.
They do.
They get small.
They do. So look, we're gonna get on up out of here. So you know, y'all like, share, subscribe, click that bell, do that stuff. And then y'all be cool, should be safe, so that we can see you next time. Up, see it's right there. Subscribe, click it. Peace.